Hello, everybody. This is CBSI Presents Tales from Flipside 41. Dino, Forgotten Five Comics in the building. Boys, introduce yourselves.
P-Dub's here, and to directly compete with Koi Fan, spelled with an F, I have created a second Instagram account.
Awesome.
So watch out.
Two for the price of one, huh? Both problems every day.
2 problems, 1 life.
John Z here, and I'm not cool enough for 2 Instagrams. I can barely manage my 1.
I saw you today. You had a bunch of posts.
I have just trying to be like Koi. I did see you guys finally liked me. I'm like, dude, you've been ignoring me for like a month.
You got cool enough. We only we only like big people. Okay, Jesus.
We can't have you bring down our rep.
I mean, it's bad enough we have 8 followers on a YouTube. I mean, you can't have only 8 followers on Instagram. No, we'll follow you too. I gotta follow you too. You know, and that goes out to everybody else. I'll do a shameless plug right now. If you guys, we'll follow you guys if you add us to Forgotten Five Comics, Forgotten5_Comics on Instagram. We'll hit you guys back up too. I gotta get better at that. Sorry.
What's going on, guys? Brian Wood, Superman's Comics, and we are a month out from Baltimore Comic-Con, so I'm getting and can't wait to go buy comics, film some crap for YouTube, and hang out with everyone from CBSI. That's all I got.
What's up, guys? Brian McClay here with one less gallbladder. We got 2 of those, don't we?
Yes.
Sure. This is Scott Reagan, Forgotten Five Comics as well. And speaking of Baltimore, me and Emiliano Beggs have come up with the T-shirt design. We're going to be selling $10 for the shirt, and if you want to pick it up there, that's not a problem. Or if you want me to ship it to you, just hit me up.
You know, Brian McClay, you know what I was thinking about when you said that? Like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons. Like, that's okay. You have 2 kidneys.
I can't laugh, man. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for fucking it up, dude.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, good times. Okay, so boys, we are gonna say so we have the website giveaway. New week. I feel like new week, new website giveaway. We have Starbase 1552 giveaway, I guess, and the Starbase 1552 Comics has gifted us with the new Bill Sienkiewicz exclusive cover, New Mutants Dead Souls #6, and the way to win it is to respond in the comments on the website with your answer to what is your favorite Bill Sienkiewicz cover and why. Pretty easy to do, I think.
What's yours, Dina?
It's that hard to find Moon Knight, man. That hard to find. Is it Moon Knight? Is it Vengeance of Moon Knight or whatever it is?
I think it's Moon Knight 1, right?
I think it's
the 1 in 75.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I mean, it's hard to get a 9/8 as it is. I mean, it's a pretty dark cover. You know, it's it's a cool cover though, man. Yeah, Moon Knight #1, 175. It's a variant, obviously, but
1,175.
No, 1
in 75.
1 in 75. Yeah.
Still don't like that as much as the 1 in 50, but
What's that, the Gronoff?
yeah, the Granov, I think, is probably one of the finest Midnight covers there is.
Yeah, that's on my wall.
Are they still doing Moon Knight for Netflix? Is that chatter or false?
That was never a thing. That was always a rumor.
Just a rumor everywhere. I think they're probably saving him for the MCU.
They were trying to have him in Iron Fist season 2, but they balked at it.
Does anybody even like Moon Knight?
Either that or they're waiting for the Disney Channel.
I like Moon Pies.
Why give it to Netflix, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Disney's coming out with their own streaming service. You guys hear about that?
Yeah, Disney Play.
With less content from the heading I read, which is how you should read every article. Less content, but cheaper than Netflix.
You know what the funny thing is? They can't even air the first 6 Star Wars on their streaming content for the next 5 years. I forget who. I think Turner. Yeah, Turner has the broadcasting rights.
All I'm gonna do is instead of Netflix with chill girls with the girls now, I'm gonna Disney and chill. Yeah, brah.
Disney and Dick.
That's gonna get you kicked off the podcast. Some James Gunn shit there.
Whatever, man. See what happens.
Disney indeed.
We'll just all say we won't do it unless they bring him back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Dude, I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is gonna happen at this rate.
They delayed it. Did you guys hear that?
Well, I mean,
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
You know who I
dude.
think should direct it? The Taiki, whatever guy who directed the last Thor movie. He'd be perfect for Guardians.
I'm just saying. I mean, Batista is freaking backing Gunn so much, and it just feels like it's a Paul's Problems of movies right now.
No, I think the guy from that silent movie should direct it. So it'd be one big silent movie.
James Gunn, he's got that new movie coming out. What are they talking about? Jobless?
Jobless.
Did you guys see how much money Spacey's last movie made?
Yeah.
It was like $126 total for the weekend.
That's tough. That is tough.
Yeah. Paul,
I
what's
didn't even know he had
your
one.
favorite Sinkovich cover?
Why'd you have to blow me out of the way?
Because I'm going down the line. Dino gave his.
Oh, the last one?
The last one Dino said.
How do I spell that last name so I can Google it?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
jeez. All right,
Well, if
Z,
you
what's
need
yours?
an answer to the question, if you go to comicbookinvest.com and go to the checklist section,
Or you
there
could
is a cover artist gallery for many artists, including Sinkovich.
and if you can't beat that, just copy one of the YouTube comments and then just say you did it yourself. That's what I would do.
Google.
Paul has been drinking. We've been told.
You want me to copy and paste how I spelled Shadinkovich?
We'll get past him, Paul.
So my favorite, I actually prefer his old stuff before he kind of really got into the painted stuff, which is a good style. It's just not one that I dig. I like his old volume one. Midnight
Coy.
stuff.
Okay, Coy. Jeez, old Pete.
I just do, but it's a little bit when he's more looking a little more like just classic. Moon Knight 23 from that series is just outstanding. The black and white cover outline.
I agree with you. I'm kind of like on that old time stuff, and I go with the Elvira House of Mystery #7. I think that series is probably one of the most underrated series out there just for cover art. Really tough to get in high grade. You got some really good Dave Stevens covers in that run, but that Sienkiewicz cover on that #7 is really, really good.
I too liked him during his blue period. Is that what you call it?
Yes.
This blue period.
But yeah, I like the classic, and that's also nostalgia. I like that classic Transformers #1 cover, that 4-issue mini that they've done the homage for recently. And there was a rumor that he was going to do the 1 in 50, and then it turned into the homage for that Transformers Unicron. But I still like that classic #1 cover.
Transformers
that is a
beautiful
good one.
book. You just don't even think about how it is because you're just so used to seeing it.
Yeah.
That book sells very well, by the way.
What book
You
is
can
this?
get it. Transformers #1.
Like from '86?
Yeah.
It doesn't sell high all the time, but it sells fast.
It doesn't sell for a lot, but you buy it for the right price, you could easily double your money and flip it fast.
You used to be able to make good money on Amazon. Like it was a $30, $40, $50 book on Amazon, but it's become shut down.
I think there's a newsstand variant as well.
I believe so. I would love a 9.8 of it, but it's a stratosphere type
Tough,
book. It's like $800.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's a bad investment though.
No, Transformers is probably pretty safe.
I just have a hard time dropping $800 on it.
Well, it's a quote unquote first appearance, right? In comics.
Just sell it to Zachman. You're fine. No big deal.
I did like his Sienkiewicz's new that Batman Kings of Fear #1 cover that came out this past week.
Yeah,
nothing
that's very nice.
It's just a nice looking cover. I wouldn't.
There was that Dark Knight one he did that was like the Western theme was pretty sweet.
My favorite is the Elektra Assassin #1.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's good.
I like that.
He did a really good one for it's a Elektra. It's a magazine, comics magazine, maybe Absolute Heroes or something like that. It's a Elektra cover. That Amazing Heroes number 99.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
McClay with the call and the shots from all the stuff, man. I don't even know what half the books he's talking about.
Yeah, he's like nothing but net.
But Clay, you just realized that CBSI had a new pickups page?
Yeah, I didn't realize it. Yeah. I was stuck in the old one.
He was too busy getting cut up.
Yeah.
Well, for our 3 listeners, if any of you are not aware, there is a new CBSI pickups page that is now open to the public. Feel free to request. If you don't have a picture, though, you're not getting in.
Yep.
Picture,
you only get one strike on that, right?
And a real name.
Well, no, if we deny you, just don't. You can't request it. It just is.
Is it a real
so
name?
weird.
Is it real names too, or is it pictures?
No,
and
it's not required. Just put the effort of putting something on your egg, and then come see what some of the big boys are buying.
Speaking of pickups, should we? I this is kind of newsworthy. I've seen a lot of posts about it. Some guy at Wizard World Chicago lost an AF-15. Somebody stole it out of his booth. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
It's like what is it?
Yeah.
2.5 or something, I think.
Oh, the 5.
Oh, 5. Jeez.
Wow.
And he was found hanging by a rope in his hotel room later that night.
No.
Are you serious?
No.
It was insured.
But shit.
Yeah, he was insured. Yeah, he says he's insured, but he obviously wants to have the book back instead of the insurance.
So what happened with Nick Cage? He had a book stolen, didn't he? And
Yeah, that was like a decade ago. That is the 9.0 floating around the world. One of them.
Yeah, but they found it. Well, they found it, but he had already collected the insurance, so he couldn't get it back, or what?
Yeah, he got it back. I think he paid the insurance back, and then he sold it for like a couple $100,000 more profit like 2 weeks later. But they found it in a storage unit like 10 years later.
Storage unit? How'd that one get in?
They went to go auction off the storage unit because the people obviously knew that they couldn't, sell the loot, so they just had it sitting in a storage unit and craziness. There was like a couple other
car, wasn't it? In a car or something crazy?
I don't know, but the crazy part is that he had it on his wall and he was letting people have. Supposedly, the story is, and I think this is right. You guys might know the real thing, but he was having a party at his house, and people were just meandering around his house, and it was on a wall in one of his rooms, and somebody just grabbed it off the wall and walked out with it.
Probably hanging by one of those comic mounts. You could just pop the book off.
Well, it's funny.
That is why I don't display my books, is I'm always paranoid it's going to get stolen.
Well,
what I've done, if you guys on the Let Go app and stuff like that, is I don't have people over to my house anymore. Not because I've had something happen, which would have been hilarious for Paul's problems and sucked for me, but I thought ahead for once in my life, and fake name, and you can even give a fake number through like Google phone or whatever the hell it is.
So that's why you don't want to have me come back over. Okay. I see.
That reminds me.
You've been texting me for weeks thinking I'm a 27-year-old blonde woman, dude. So good luck, man.
Streets don't sleep, baby. Streets don't sleep.
I picked up over the Let It Go app this last weekend. I picked up one of those fancy dancy press machines.
Oh, buddy.
I'm going into the black hole that is pressing my collection.
I thought about getting a press. I just don't buy enough to press. It's like, and then we have a great presser. So I mean, he does.
Yeah, I use my heat press too much for regular work that I would never want to do it outside of my job.
I toyed with the idea, and I'm like, well, I'll just press those books that are not really that valuable, but they'd sell more for if they were. And then I'm like, why am I wasting my time on that? I'll just sell those. And if I really had a big book, I'd be scared shitless. I'd rather let somebody that's done 200, 300 big books do that.
Yeah, Z, you don't want to blow through that inventory too fast.
I mean, you could just get a run of West Coast Avengers and test it out there, I guess, right?
Or Teen Titans Go.
Oh, buddy.
Well,
are you guys insulting me? I am like 7 issues from both of them being full runs. It's just a goal.
Hey, shout out to Ben C. I heard he recently possibly completed Peanuts.
He did.
Gosh, I don't know what you do when you complete a run. Light up a cigar and see what else you can collect next.
You sell it and then you start over.
Yeah, upgrade.
I gave up on a run this week because it just made me sad that the prices it was going for.
I was trying to do a full run of ASM, and I'm realizing where the hell am I going to put 700 or 800 comic books?
He gave up on it. You quitter.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what's funny is like I don't even know what I would a full run to collect. I guess it's like I don't know. I mean, I don't collect in general, but still, like I thought, like what would I collect like a full run of? Something cheap, probably.
I put together a full run of Moon Knight Volume 1 just as a hobby one year.
Do you still have it?
I did. I just actually sent the 25 off to Sean because the prices are so nuts. This was like a 9.2 or above type run, and I saw that one. I'm like, man, that's like, it's got a shot. So I sent it off to see. I'm like, I can always buy one to fill it. And then when I bought this collection, I got a volume 2, 3, and 4 complete and part of 5, I think.
Oh, jeez.
So those were not really me doing it, but the other one I kind of picked up piece and piece. And
you know what I would probably get is remember those Batman 66 variant covers that came out like what is it, like 4 or 5 years ago? The Batman 66.
Yeah.
I would probably do those. Probably I'd probably get those.
Cool.
I'd probably get them pretty cheaply too. I would think. I mean, it's not like they were like.
I'm doing the 25th anniversary ones. I know we've talked about that before, but would help me out over the weekend and shot me a link to the Muppets one. So finally got that one. Yeah, Muppet
Nice.
Yeah, that's a fun set.
Well, Scotty, you're doing that one, right? You want to talk about the one you're trying to collect?
What, the Spawn one?
No, the Batman one. Are you trying the Mad ones?
Oh, yeah, the DC Mad variants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got them all.
Yeah, those are a hodgepodge of mess.
They are. They're tough to get, too. Some of them are really, really tough.
I sold some too early, but man, some of them are just hideous.
Yeah, there's not very many good. I mean, honestly, I have the whole run. I don't think there's one really great cover in the bunch.
No, I wish the steampunks were nicer too. Like there's like 2 or 3 standouts, and there's others you're like, oh my god.
The steampunks. I mean, Wonder Woman 38's the hardest steampunk to get. I mean, the Batgirl steampunk's pretty hard to get too, but some of the other ones are pretty easy to get.
The Batman's worthless.
Yeah.
Nightwing is terrible looking. I mean, the Superman Wonder Woman is decent. And maybe one other halfway decent one, but they're a shit show.
Oh goodness!
I am also collecting up the Spawn homage covers.
Oh yeah,
220 to 231. Getting all them in 9/8 and the regular and the sketch covers.
You know who loves a good collecting a run has got some impossible ones. Is frickin' Sad Junket just posted on the pickup page.
Oh yeah, my god,
he's a beast, man.
The partial sketch cover run. Holy cow!
The She-Hulks.
Oh, and the She-Hulks. But that
I'm pretty sure we
sold
sold one of those She-Hulks to him.
Yeah, we did. You did or we did?
We did.
Yeah, we did. It was like one of our first sales on the old website back in the day.
But I mean, that partial sketch run has got to be what a 5-figure set.
Yeah, we gave him a good deal on ours. I mean,
yeah, that's crazy. Z. You're probably never going to see that set like together like that.
No, he had put together a Venom set at one point, and I think he sold it off eventually. But I mean, the man is patient and finds those books that just take forever.
And not to get too much into like his personal collection and stuff, but man, he collects them. Like he's pretty crazy when it comes to his collection, man. He's got good books, man. Yeah, and like he'll pay good prices for what he wants, and it's good books. I mean,
I think that's the best way to collect is to know exactly what you want and be ready to strike when it comes up.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to complete a 9/8 run of the 86 Marvel Star Masters of the Universe.
How many more you need?
I just won number 12 last night on eBay, so I'm stoked about that. And then I'm leading about 5 of them, and they're like right in the middle of the run. Because there's what, 13 issues?
Yeah.
Did you echo into oblivion there, Brian?
Did he have a seizure?
He west coasted out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Rome wants to talk about some stuff. Don't you, buddy? You always got to make comments. My cat.
Oh.
You hear him in the background? He just meows a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on.
You guys
We skipped over somebody. I feel like we missed someone.
What do you mean?
About sets and collections. Did we miss somebody? Did Wood saw? No, Wood did.
Wood was talking. Then he cut himself off.
I think
picking sets up besides problems.
I think he got his Patreon check. It's like I'm out of here.
Paul does all his turtle stuff.
I mean, turtles. I'm shifting. I don't know. I did pick up. Some nice. I did get a Grail toy collection of the Turtles Star Trek spoof set.
Does that go for money? I don't know. You gotta tell me.
Nah, not really. But I just got a set of all 4. They're unpunched. So I don't know. I was just happy.
What year did those come out?
Don't know.
Like, were those part of the original turtle stuff that, where if it's unpunched, it's like pretty damn amazing?
I mean, it depends on condition. It came out in '94.
Wow. That's pretty good to have something that's unpunched from that era.
I looked at them, one of them's got a bend in it and all that, but yeah, unpunched I think is pretty cool because the other sets I looked at, one of the 4 it was punched, and I just wanted something that matched if it had a bend or not in it. So I'll hang those up on my wall when I can, and I'll post a picture. But I've just been looking at them for a while, and I finally won a decent auction, so I figured I'd go for it.
I know we've kind of hit on some of the beasts that are in that Turtles toy run that are really, really hard to find, like the Rat King and some of those other guys. But just real quick, I learned something kind of new, that the first 4 figures, they have 2 different variants, one where the head's like squishy and one where it's not. Do you know anything about that, Paul?
Very little, but yeah, not enough to really speak on it.
So basically, if you guys, are out looking and you see any of those first 4 original figures, do a little quick checking on your phone and see which one is the more rare version. And I know that you might be able to make a couple quick bucks.
Same at comic conventions and all that stuff. When people have their toy mishmash bins on the floor, you could pull out.
I'm not even, dude. The best part of the con is going to somebody who sells only toys and has like 2 short boxes of comics. I tear those comics apart, dude. That guy doesn't know. He don't know.
Yeah. I've started to become like, my grails of finding, like, collections or things to go through are, just dollar bins, like untouched dollar bins, and then those mishmash of figures, in boxes underneath a table somewhere, because you can find some really, really hard to find expensive figures loose. I mean, like there's figures that go for $300-400 loose that you find a lot in those mishmash boxes. And that's
same thing with comics on the floor, man. That's where I picked up a He-Man Master of the Universe last year on the floor.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm sure a lot of those, those Carnage Mind Bombs are in bins like that.
Yep.
Can somebody explain to me why that went so crazy? Did I miss what the story was?
The story was it's 2018 and comics are out of control.
But what was the what was it like? I don't even know what the news was. Is it character appearance? What was it?
Some kind of true first.
Yeah, I wish Topher was around. He would tell us.
Well, I got it. Here we go.
That's what you say. It was Topher. Thank you.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see here. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see here's what Topher says without him being here. Well, he doesn't say anything. He just lists them as being insane prices. And any of those, I guess those Carnage, those Mind Bomb books are really hard to find.
I was convinced that would be in my pile of shit. I didn't find that. And I didn't find Venom Rune. Even though I have like a complete run of Ultraverse Volume 1 and 2, the fucking Rune Venom was not in there.
Well, that Mind Bomb issue was going for like $150, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stupid.
I'm just gonna collect every dollar book on the planet, and then I assume that I'm gonna make some money on it because at one time they're gonna be like worth $100.
Well, yeah, that's my thing. Is I got all these ones at 20,000 books I should sell. And I'm like, I might make more money just waiting it out.
You probably will. That's a
on them all.
Z's Library of Congress.
It's like having a comic shop I don't get to dig through.
I don't know. That stuff, that new pickup page, all it does is make me want to go spend money.
Dude, that pickup page is nice. Dude, I can go to a comic book store and just see what everybody else picked up and just make money off their pickups.
Yeah.
Well, oh, come on, don't laugh.
I like your honesty, Dino.
Oh,
Nobody else would say it.
I'll say that. I don't care. I mean, what are you gonna tell me?
It's refreshing,
dude. I'm about the money, man.
I know you are.
Yo, I'm trying to chase
that. With that.
I'm trying to chase that green, pockets of Listerine, son.
Trying to get that dollar, son.
Yeah. Except my pickups, you look at them and go, "What the fuck is that idiot buying?"
Pretty much, I'm like, I just stay away from Paul and Z. Pretty much, I mean.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what Z does half the time.
I don't even know what I'm doing now, man.
Well, same thing with Ben C, because I don't have Ben C Skrilla laying around for Justice League ones and stuff like whatever he's buying, crazy shit.
Well, he's got a lot of connections.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Joe bought one of my favorite books in 9/8 that I'd been procrastinating on purely because it's a magazine size. That Marvel Preview 10 with Thor looking badasses, like.
That was a cool book. Yeah.
I mean, it's been on my list for so long, and I'm just like, I don't need it. Now I want it again because somebody bought it.
Yep.
You guys talk about subbing to CGC yet?
No.
Any tips from? I didn't know what your guys' thoughts were on pressing versus not pressing it.
Always press, dude. Doesn't matter. I mean, modern books. Okay, let me take that back. Modern books. You may not need to press like a book that comes out like that week. Depending obviously how it comes in. But if you're gonna press a big key, you always press keys, man. Right? Except for Golden Age, because Golden Age is a whole different battle.
I don't know. I won't say that. I think you got to learn to look what you're looking for.
Well, I mean, you don't want to staple pop it, obviously. I mean,
even on modern, there's moderns you don't need to press.
If the book's not going to be benefited by a press, I don't see the reason to take the chance of damaging it at all.
I've probably half my Nat8s are on press. I don't submit many moderns, but you just got to know what you're looking for, and putting them in a press is just another risk. You got to ship it to a presser, you got to ship it back. Things can go wrong.
Since we really don't talk about this, you want to talk about Golden Age?
I tell you what, on Golden Age,
I don't hardly ever press, man, because it's like I pressed that Plastic Man I got, but I mean, me and Trey and Sean were all talking about it, and he's like, there's a chance that these staples could pop because it's 50-year-old book or whatever, or 70-year-old book, and it's like,
yeah, unless it's.
I mean, it looks good. I mean,
unless it's something that you can tell it can be salvaged on the Golden Age.
It kind of is what it is, man.
Yeah, like I know Trey. I don't think Sean's done any Golden Age ones for me yet. Just because I don't buy that many that need graded and sub. But Trey's done a few, and even half of those I send to him. He's like, "There's more risk than value."
Yeah, that's what he tells me all the time too.
He pressed the Brainiac because it needed it. But I mean, with some of those ones, even like just DC Silver Age is
you're liable to pop a staple.
They want to fall out. Just I can't tell you how many DC Silver Age have a staple pop.
Yeah, it's very common.
Well, and the bad thing too is like if it's high grade already, there's no reason to mess with it, right? I mean, if it's an 8.0 DC Silver Age from like the 60s, it's like, dude, it's already big money. I mean, it's
risk versus reward. I mean, if you can bump it up to a grade or two, then it might be worth it to take the risk. But if you're going to bump it up a half a grade or just improve the eye appeal, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I would bet 2 hours the other day, this last week, going through, trying to prep for Baltimore. What am I submitting at Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
What am I just gonna economy send in? Because if I got a lot of gold and some silver that I'm going to finally break down a grade, and it's like, okay, what's worth doing at Baltimore, what's not, and then it's what's worth pressing, what's not.
That's where I'm at right now.
And I probably put half of the Golden Age in the not pressed pile, or most of it. I think I had one of the horrific run that I bought that was a cracked PGX 5.5, and it had just enough defects, and had decent page quality. I'm like, I'll gamble if I can get it to a 6 or a 6.5, it jumps significantly. That seems to be the break point in that book at 6. I think that's another thing. You know, if you're going to jump from a 5 to a 5.5, there's not that much money in it. If you can get to an even number, then it's worth it. Or, you know, once you're in the 9s, then you're in the money. But
well, take a look at GPA because it really depends upon the book. Because some books like a 7.0 could be worth 500, and an 8.0 could be 1,500.
Yeah, I mean, try and get to the 4, the 6, the 8.
So probably what, like Action, like we'll say like Action Comics 252, right? You know.
Yeah.
Have they released the official limit for Baltimore? Is it 25 or 50?
It's 40 or 4. Is it 50? 50, 40, 40 or 50?
It was 50 last year.
Yeah, I think it's $50.
All right.
Why, you got 50 books to sub, dude?
I have 50 books I'd love to sub, but I was just thinking
it's $30 a book too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of doing like half and half, like half PC and then half books to flip.
Yeah,
I only got like probably 50, but I probably got 10 books. Probably I'm gonna sub, and then whatever the company wants to sub.
I had to cut it because I'm like, on anything older than the moderns, you're like, well, I shouldn't sub it there. I mean, a couple are worth it to me just because of the dollar value, but I'm like, if I can sub them economy for $25 versus there for 80 or 90, it's probably just smarter to send them economy.
Well, I mean, the problem is, I mean, you have people that are going to ship books back to you. Technically, I mean, you're not going to carry that stuff on an airplane, are you?
No, it's just the initial buy-in. Like some of these are golden age ones that I'm not sure what the market value is. Is the extra $75 to get them done on site versus economy worth it?
Yeah, it's a big difference for the golden.
Yeah, on a modern, I'm paying Fast Pass plus $3.
Yeah. I would go. I mean, for golden, if it's not a book you're gonna flip right away, I would just economy. You know, I mean, who cares if you're waiting X amount of days? I mean,
yeah, there's maybe 2 old ones I'm bringing. I'm still debating on the ASM.
Yeah,
the ASM 1 is like it's probably 60% going to get a 0.5, 40% going to get a 0.1. And I've seen raw versions that look uglier sell almost as much as ones that get a 0.1. So I don't know if there's a risk reward of actually grading the damn thing.
Which book?
ASM 1,
the one with 800 pounds of tape on it.
I mean, honestly, you're not worth pressing that because.
Well, I've never, no press. But I'm like, even grading it is a debate. I saw on MCS auction one that looked in the same ballpark. They called a 1.0 complete get as much money as a 1.0 graded complete. But just looking at CGC copies, it's 50-50 on whether they're going to treat it as a 0.5 complete or a 1.0 complete. I can't figure out what the difference is. I've looked at probably 10 different pictures of different ones, and I couldn't tell you why one's one versus the other.
Grading subjective.
No,
I think though in my mind, if it's complete, it's complete. You know, unless it's missing, let's say a third of the cover. But they seem to with this amount of tape, which this book has been a big enough book for a long time that there's a lot of weird shit going on in a lot of them. I don't know what's differentiating. Is it 6 pieces of tape? Is it that there's tape on the spine, or is there tape on the staple? What is causing it to trigger that half-point jump?
Did you drop it yet?
No, I'm going to bring it to somewhere where Dino is and let him drop it for me.
I would love to. No, joking. I mean, you'll make at least you'll sell it, right? I mean, I've never sold a book I haven't dropped. I got that going for me, which is nice.
So I heard some somewhat big turtle news today.
Megan Fox is going to retire from the turtle movies.
Judith is the only April O'Neil I care about.
I know. I saw her. I met her. She's a good person. She's a nice lady. I'll never know what she's doing, but she's a nice lady.
Anywho, so the SDCC 2018 exclusive figures are going to be, and they came in box sets and with, extra hands and things, are going to be re-released as a GameStop exclusive individually at the current time, $22.99 a piece pre-order. Now they won't come with, I'm sure, some of the exclusive hands and pizza slices and all that good stuff. But at $22.99 for just the figure, I think NECA's going to piss some flippers off.
No, that's a pretty solid price. It feels like if you're a Turtles guy.
Yeah, I mean, let's say it's 24 with tax. So I mean, you're still under $100 before shipping. I want to get a set just for the sole fact that I don't have to open my SDCC exclusives, just in case those go up in value, and then I'll have a set to display and play with or whatever. But
play with.
Put up in his office.
That's right. Working hard, boss. But
Paul's like, I'm playing with my figures.
I gotta leave. They brought their toys.
That's a great movie.
I know.
But so that was kind of shocking because the original limit was 5,000 pieces at SDCC, but now it's coming out through GameStop exclusive. So we'll see how that plays out. Because in the past that's it, SDCC, and I mean unless there's a China bootleg, that was it. So I think this is the first time, to my knowledge, that it's been an official re-release or sub-release, whatever you want to call it, of the same figure. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm interested to watch it.
I think the manufacturers are starting to take it to the stores, man. They've been doing a lot of this kind of stuff, releasing extra stuff. I hear my LCS complain about this all the time. Like the big box stores will get all the Marvel Legends stuff like months before he does, when he has to order it and put his payment in like 3 months in advance,
like Target and Walmart and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then, with the Walmart now selling comic books and stuff, it just seems like they're trying to push out the brick and mortar stores.
Well, the problem is that those Walmart and GameStop and all those guys, I bet you those big wig or the big publishers will accept books, returned to them. I heard my local comic shop guy saying that they're probably going to be able to send back books that don't sell.
The LCS?
No, the big guys, the GameStop,
yeah, that's even
the
worse.
Walmart, and not the local comic shops. So, like I've talked about in the past, my local comic shop, he quit selling new books, so I haven't been buying new books since he quit, just because that was part of my routine, and I haven't found a new routine, and kind of feels weird going to another LCS. And
it
so
feels like you're cheating. Feels like you're cheating, isn't it?
It does. Like, honestly, it sounds crazy, but it does. So I just haven't even been buying new books.
It's okay to cheat. It's okay to cheat, man. Okay.
Yeah, so whatever.
That's crazy that they're gonna. I mean, what's gonna happen then? We're gonna have inflated print run numbers because these, Target's gonna order 200,000 of these copies if they're gonna return, 150,000 of them later.
Well, what's the point of having local comic shops? I mean, my LCS, the guy is saying that 80% of his books have always been back issues, but still, like, you have people coming in every week to pick up their new issues and then just walking by and seeing, oh, there's some back issues I can look at real quick. So if there's no reason to have those guys come in every week on a regular basis, you got to be losing sales. And unfortunately, he's gone to doing auctions online and the whole Facebook style auction, and he's doing great on it. But that's not my gig,
I mean, fuck. What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. Somebody else can go.
I actually was at Walmart a couple of days ago. I didn't find any comic books there. I mean, I didn't look that hard, but I mean, I don't even know where they're at. I heard they're about the Magic cards. I don't know where that's at.
What happens to the issues that are sent back? So an issue or a print run is 20,000, and then 10,000 of them get sent back.
It's a good question. I'm sure the print run stays at 20,000 though.
Right.
I think when they get back, I just think it's like, okay, so we talk about this in general. It's like when guys go on Diamond and find like, or when you have a Diamond retailer code or whatever, it's like you go in, they just have books probably sitting there that they just like every other big store, like My Comic Shop, that just have instant inventory and it just sits there. I mean, if you want to order, you know,
till Topher discovers that one had a first appearance in it.
yeah, and then it's gone. But it's like, yeah, it's all like that Teen Titans #1 from Walmart. If they send them back, it's like, you know, it is what it is, you know. So they send them back, and they'll just sit in there, and somebody will find it when it gets hot again, and order 500,000 of them from their back stock or whatever.
So I have, just because you brought it up, I have a My Comic Shop story that is strange.
I do too.
So I was, you know, messing around Sunday, and I saw PayPal come across. It said Lone Star Comics. And I thought, shit, I didn't buy anything today yet. I stress yet, because I mean, I buy there 10 times a month. I looked in at, they bought a comic off my eBay.
Wait, what?
Lone Star, it came across Lone Star PayPal, and it shipped to the, where are they, Houston? No.
Arlington.
They bought a comic off you?
Shipped to Arlington. It wasn't, their PayPal name wasn't Lone Star Comics, but it came across as them in the banner.
Mm-hmm.
They bought a book off of me.
That's wild.
Which surprised me, because I assume they just buy everything in bulk, but maybe it's, you know, an employee or a supervisor or somebody that bought on the account. But I'm like, well, shit, I'm net neutral for the week.
Can you announce what book it is, or is it?
It was a Golden Age book. It wasn't marked exceptionally cheap. I assume it was a collection, or maybe they're hunting it for a customer or something.
That was probably something they were looking for a customer.
But it wasn't their main account.
Yeah.
But it only had, you know, a couple thousand feedback, but the PayPal had Lone Star Comics as the PayPal. So I was like,
that's probably
it just threw me for a loop.
That's probably their buying one, obviously, and the other one's the selling one, just so it doesn't get confused.
They must buy, but I just was, you know, to see their name go across my PayPal was not unusual. To see them buying was.
So so we bought something on My Comic Shop over the, I think it was, what's the 24th, boys? What was that, Thursday or whatever? So I bought one on the 24th, and I guess I didn't see the PayPal option, so I just paid with a credit card. I was like, no big deal. And they sent me an email, I guess, and said my credit card couldn't be processed, and I didn't see the email. And then they said, well, since we tried it again the second time, we're going to relist it. I was like, great. So, but I just bought it again. So
I thought you missed a Walker deal.
Well, it was, I don't know, was it a Walker deal, you think, Scotty?
Nah, but it was a good deal.
Yeah. You want to talk about it, I guess?
I mean, you.
Okay.
You need me to loan you some money? You got some?
No, it's like an $80 book.
$80, bro. We laugh at $80, man. We're too good for this now. Let me see 1 second.
No, it just
your credit card gets denied.
Yeah, I don't know shit, right? So it was Savage Sales. Was it #1?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I got it for it was like, what, a very good maybe?
Yeah, but it looked a lot better.
Yeah, they said it was a no, that was other book. Hold on 1 second, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I mean, they're grading. You can sometimes win. You just got to be careful.
Yeah, it's $85. He had it at they had it like a 3.5. It looks better than that, and I got it for $85. So
yeah, there's some wiggle room on that. With them, they used to be like you were guaranteed to make money on their grades. Now, it's book by book.
We had the master look at it himself. So when he said buy it, it was like done deal, donezo.
Well, it's not saying you won't. You can't blindly buy now like you used to.
Yeah,
you got to look at the picks.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've still bought some that say they're like 2.5 or 3s, and I get them. And I'm like, man, that's an easy 4 or 5.
Yep. Yep. He missed out on an Incredible Hulk yesterday too. He said.
Oh, I'm sure.
Guy's a beast.
I think he looks at all of them though.
He does. He tells me.
I don't have the patience.
I try to. I try to look at least all the keys, and then I try to look at the Golden Age stuff because I'm cool like that. So.
I think if they put the picture in the list, I'd do more. But I sometimes just get so frustrated by looking at the names that sometimes you just can't connect.
Tony talked about that too. Tony was like, "I wish they would put the picture in the little list."
Because some of their listings are wacky, and you just get frustrated.
I know how it is, man. I know how it is.
But I still managed to buy something about every 3 fucking days.
Yeah, that site's dangerous.
You know what's funny? As much as I'm on there trolling, I don't buy as much as I buy.
Al is eating their microphone.
Sorry, I got up and shifted around for a minute.
Your pants.
I mean, I don't know. I'm constantly buying just because it's hard to go looking live anymore. So online becomes kind of the main venue of opportunity to buy the kind of stuff I want to buy.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with that.
I do too.
Well, I went to that real store a while ago, and I got really nervous because, like, I haven't really dug in real life in a while, and so it was just.
What are you nervous? What are you nervous about? You gonna steal something?
No, I was just psyching myself out, like they're gonna close soon, and
oh Jesus!
I gotta get home, and where do I start? Because it's a pretty big store, and all.
And how many can I shove in my backpack and not detriment the grade? What are you trying to say here, man?
Yeah.
Paul,
I don't know.
Most people find it relaxing. They just go and they look, and if they find something, great. If they don't, they don't.
I just love to complicate stuff. You know me.
Paul's stressing out whether he's inconveniencing the owner.
Well, you know what's funny about me is it's like my golf game. Like I'm out there to have a good time. I ultimately just get frustrated because nothing's either good there or the prices are way too high. So
I don't understand how digging stresses Paul. Like I only have one shop to go to, and I pick a few bins and I look through them, and the next time I pick a few more.
Because I was way out of town, so I was like, I'm not going to be here again. Like I really want to see if they have anything good.
Well, at that point, you just got to pick your top couple things you know the best,
which is nothing.
Well, that's your own fault. But I mean, Paul, you've been a member of this community for 4 years. You ought to just learn something from osmosis, or fucking look at the pickups page and run through that.
No, I loved it though because the pickups page posted some great posts the next day. I was like, God damn it! That would have been nice. That would have been nice. No, I think the best pickup I got there was the Morpheus Living Vampire, not the original, but one of the reprints that was going for $50 at the time. I don't know what it's going for now.
Did you sell it though?
No, man, I don't list stuff.
Oh. Don't worry. Hey, you'll just lose a little bit and make it up in volume, won't you? Just lose a little bit and make it up in volume.
I'm going to wait till you get a trailer out.
And not listed then either.
Right. I won't be able to find it.
Yeah. You'll call me and like, hey, you remember me buying this like 3 years ago? And I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah, how do I spell Morbius?
Speaking of how you, I like how you tried to spell Sinkovich there.
Oh man.
Did you guys see that? The picture.
I'm not gonna lie, listing sucks.
No, it's nice because I don't do it.
Yeah, you send it. You send it to the
Minnesota mountain.
The snow gnome.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Scotty's been scanning a ton of books lately, and my man's been killing it. He's been killing it out there.
Well, I told you guys. I think I've told you guys in the hangout that I've been listing a bunch of Silver Age, and it is freaking tedious. Like a modern, I can list. Pictures take a minute. A Silver Age, if you're a quality seller, you got to look at it. You got to page count it. You got to
make sure there's no cutouts.
It takes like easily 5 to 10 minutes a book because you got to be careful too. Because if you're going through it fast, you're gonna freaking pop a staple.
How's the eBay treating you?
As far as what?
Sales wise.
Decent.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty well.
Hit and miss.
Yeah, we've been on fire, man. Like Friday, like what is it, Scotty? Thursday night, Friday morning to like Sunday, it just slammed, dude. I think I sent that picture on Instagram today. It was like 11 books today or something. And some guy bought 2 books.
On the selling front, it's fine. On the buying front, it's fine. Selling front's fine. Other than fucking the land, I don't even want to.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah, that was shitty. Sold for $3,400 just this week.
Wow.
What a
that
land?
means the CBCS was under 50% of market value in the same week. How is that possible?
I just don't think anybody trusts the brand.
Holy cow, that's nuts to me though. That I understand not trusting the brand, but a 50% discount.
No, I don't agree with it because their grades are spot on.
On a modern? Like, I don't know that I've ever made such a piss poor mistake in my life, but I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, there's 110 watchers on this book. It's fine. So 110 people decided, CBCS, fuck it.
Yeah, they probably got to a certain point and they're like, all right, I'm over it.
Yep. I hate to say it. That's what we didn't have the big ballers come out that day, and we're like bidding on it. It's like
I should have just regraded it. I just thought, I'll take the $500 hit. I didn't know I was going to take 15.
Yeah.
That's why I want to crack that. I mean, Scott even said do it, but that's why I want to just not even touch it. Just my CBCS 9.8, just hand it to CGC at the con. Try and give him a little wink face. Maybe say save me or something.
I don't know if they'll crack him at the con, will they?
I don't know.
I mean, they did it for me at Philly Con when they did on site there.
They will, huh?
I mean, that was 2 or 3 years ago, I think. But yeah, I mean, I literally handed them 2 PGX books and they took them and did their thing.
I got a Brave and Bold 54.85 CBCS that I've been trying to decide if I'm going to crack in.
Oh, that's a big boy book, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I mean, I'll be honest. I have some PC books that are in CBCS, and I'm just going to hold them.
There's only one that I'm not going to regrade. I got a Losh CBCS, but I'm not selling that. That's got sentimental value. I found it with my oldest out hunting one time when we had a weekend trip, and that's like a cent of one, so I'm not selling it.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, I'm highly considering.
Did you find it at a store, or was it just laying in the woods?
It laying in the woods. No, it was in an antique mall a couple hours from here. So we just found it, and it was like $10, and it was like at the height of finding a Losh was like the greatest thing you could find in the wild.
How much you get it for? Can you say?
It was like $10.
Wow,
that's wild.
But I mean, we went out camping with the Cub Scouts, and we were 2 hours from home. And I'm like, I'm gonna check this one antique shop, and it was back when that one was interested in comics, and we were digging. And he's like, "Is this one you like, Dad?" I'm like, "Holy shit!"
I've never found like a triple digit book. Besides that Master Universe, but I mean, that was just pure luck. And I never found like a big book like that at a store, like for like $1.
Speaking of kids, I love this. I don't know what my wife and my daughter were talking about. My daughter just started kindergarten. My wife just casually let me know. She's like, yeah, she traded a Fruity, which is just like a squeezed pouch of applesauce or some shit. It's like, yeah, she traded some Fruity for a Fruity for Oreos today.
Nice.
I just lost it.
That's a good deal. Hey, she's making better deals than you out there, man.
You've been taking her hanging out with Dino. He's been teaching her.
That's right, man.
But it's like her second day of kindergarten, and the trading has already started at school.
She's wheeling and dealing.
Dude, I told her, I told Z, okay, Z, you need to turn your nothings into somethings, man. Okay? That's what I tell her.
It's like, you need to talk to whoever thinks Oreos are more valuable than a Fruity. But
I don't know if this is real or not.
I think to a 5-year-old, an Oreo is near the top of the food chain, man.
Oreos, she said plural. I don't know how many Oreos this was. Like a little pack of the baby ones or what? But
well, I mean, unless there's like a fucking Twinkie on the table or something, man, Oreos is up there.
I saw this. Some kid was selling Cheetos, like 4 or 5 Cheetos in like a little like plastic bags and selling them to other kids. And Mel. So they're trying to he was selling them for like $1, like four little Cheetos in a Ziploc bag to other students for like $1 a piece. That's awesome.
You gotta hustle, man.
Mel, I make deals.
Remember do you guys at your high school? Do you guys have anybody selling the little homies back when?
No,
dude, we had people selling gum and shit.
We rated, so this is kind of disgusting but cool at the same time. I used to rate like the Krogers. So what they have to do is like for like cookies and stuff, even though they're sealed and wrapped, they throw them away like the next day or whatever, or there's like a stale date. And we would go pick those up, and then like you get like free like grandma's cookies, like a whole like box full. and you would just sell them at school for like $1 a piece.
Dumpster Dino, is that
That's
your
what
name?
we do. Right. You would have like chips, and they throw day-old bread away, but I mean, you wouldn't want that. But yeah, like cookies and stuff like that.
I mean, day-old cookies is okay, but not day-old bread.
Yeah, I mean, well, and the problem too is like they're individually sealed too, and it's like cellophane wrapped and stuff. So I mean, it's not that.
So it's okay. That doesn't actually touch the garbage.
Yeah, I mean, and the problem too is, I mean, whatever. I mean, quality is quality. You're getting it for $1, okay? Try to keep my overhead low. So.
Here's my problem for the week. See you.
Hello, this is Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
I used to love to cook while I was drunk. And what I would love about this, I used to do a lot of chicken. And it's hard to fuck up chicken. But I used to just open the spice cabinet and just do a little bit of everything.
Oh goodness.
Throw it on there, just it'll taste good. Just throw it on there. So I made one night chicken and rice separate. And then I realized, I thought to myself, why is this separate? They'll get along. So I mixed them together. And my wife comes home, she wouldn't eat it because it was rice and chicken. She's like, "Is this dog food?" It looked like shit. It looked like it looked Instagram perfect when they were separate, and then I put them together. It just looked like a fucking blender. It was nasty. It tasted okay, but it's like, is this dog food? But yeah, that's all I got tonight. But
yeah, so don't cook chicken and rice together is the moral of the story.
Did you? Okay, wait. So it was like dry rice. Like you didn't cook the rice at all.
No, the rice was good. Like I did them separate. I threw spices on one, spices on the other. Like it was good. And then I decided to combine them in one big, pan or whatever, and just mix them together. And then all of a sudden, it just turned into this horrific piece of non-art.
I thought that like chicken and rice is a staple.
Well,
only Paul can fuck up chicken and rice.
I think there's a picture of it on my Instagram somewhere. But it looked pretty bad. Oh man. That's my dog food chicken story. That's all I got.
That's funny. She oh man, you know what's funny? I think I missed the fantasy football draft. Dang it.
You got a great team.
I got Matt Stafford, AJ Green, Anthony Thielen, Golden Tate, Ezekiel Elliott, Freeman. Wow. I probably geez.
You would have blown that draft.
I got the Denver defense. Oh man. Yeah, I got Marcus Mariota. I got Mariota as my backup quarterback. It's not bad.
You wouldn't have done that well if you did it yourself.
No, I wouldn't have. I won it 1 year with Peyton Manning when he set the single season record with Peyton Manning and Jamal Charles. I just put them in every game and they never lost. It was terrible. I felt bad. I didn't have to do anything. So. Are we done?
On that note.
No, what's
on sorry.
What do we got?
I don't know. Somebody's deleting stuff.
Who put store exclusives up here? What do you got?
Oh yeah, Wood. You and Jack had a nice little conversation.
Is Wood still out?
We're still missing his icons there.
Wood doesn't care about us. He's got his on. He's got a Patreon check. He don't care. He's trying to promote simple. See, you know what he did? He introduced himself. He said Simple Man's Comics and said he's like, dude, he's like that guy who's like, oh, he says audio's out. Be right back. He goes, yeah, he just did Simple Man's Comics and was like, hey, it's that guy who's like that celebrity appearance who shows up and just like says 2 words and like just sits there and doesn't do anything the rest of the day.
So I'm gonna go ahead and answer a question in the chat.
Oh, good.
From
is it from Mel?
No, Blind Adam actually asked one that I want to touch on.
Okay.
It's clean.
If it's a Z job, you can't afford it. If you got to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean it's clean, so that's rare. Oh no, it wasn't Blind Adam. It was R. Fordham. I missed it. I thought it was Blind Adam.
Oh, Mr. R. Fordham, can't wait to see you in Baltimore, buddy. It's gonna be awesome.
He asked if it's worth grading a page of one of the major grails like Tech 27, Action 1, or AF15.
I sent I sent one to Scotty this week. It was a 15-page on my comic shop, and what did they want $1,000 for it? But it had Spider-Man on it.
Well, I think the question is okay. A better question: if you've got like an incomplete coverless,
yeah, they have a bunch of those in my comic shop.
Do you break it up, or keep it together, or not? I think it depends how much.
No, to breaking it up because I feel like you're destroying
a piece of history, culture.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. But like, it depends how complete it is. If you've got a couple wraps, maybe it also probably depends how much of it shows the main character, because a lot of those, all of those are like anthology books where not all the pages have the main character in them. Like it's only 6 or 8 page story, so 6 or 8 are going to get a premium, and others aren't. It probably depends on the mix.
Yeah, I'm so kicking. Oh Jesus!
There he is.
It is working.
Like I remember a year and a half ago, I sent Dino.
I was still kicking myself over that Joker cover, that Joker page.
Well, that was a good one, but there was an Action 1 page on my comic shop for like $800 or $900, and I'm like, man, that is as close as I'm ever going to get to own it. But it wasn't a Superman page, and you're like, do I really need a non-Superman page from Action 1 for $800? And looking back, I probably should have bought the damn thing.
Legitly, I almost thought, Scotty, were you pull the trigger on that if you had the money for that AF-15 page?
Not for that price. I mean, it was $1,000, but I mean, it was a good page. I think it was the first splash page where it
he's like jumping off the web. Well, and Stan Lee signed it, so that kind of degraded it a little bit for me, but it was yeah, I mean, for $1,000, that's not a bad deal. I didn't think. I mean, it wasn't like
but I'd rather get a cover for $1,000.
Well, I think an AF-15 maybe shouldn't even be in that same discussion. Maybe I'm wrong. I think the Golden Age is a different standard, but man, AF-15 prices are so high. Who knows? Maybe looking back, we'll go, God, we should have bought all of them.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So like my comic shop had a run of them. Like it was like Fantastic Four #1's cover list. It was like Incredible Hulk 181 cover list, Justice League of America cover list, and they were still going for like $700. But it's like I sat to myself, I was like, do I really want to buy a coverless thing? It's like I just
I didn't pass a key like that today, but there was a minor key I passed today, and I'm like, I don't know. You just struggle. I bought a first Mary Marvel the other day. It was a coverless and missing a centerfold or something. And I'm like, I'll buy it for the splash page. It was cheap enough, but man, it's a limited market.
I saw
a good example. I almost bought that Wiz 2 had the splash page for first Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in for it. I think I was bidding it at $1,500, $1,600, ended up going like $3,000.
I tell you what, I'd like an Alexandra Daddario coverless.
Oh, buddy!
Oh my God, Madron. She's something special.
I got she's Greek too. I got a Miss Marvel book for you there, Chief Keef. I got Marvel Family #7, and me and Scott were looking at it before the show started, and they wanted what, $275 for it. And it was like a 6.0 Shazam appearance, man. I mean,
well, she's in all of them.
Really?
Marvel Family is all about. That's a decent cover. That's one of the better ones in the run.
Yeah, it was graded already.
That's not a terrible one. I've been picking up Mary Marvel stuff. Just I think there's some room to grow for her.
I think so too. She's underrated, man.
The issue is there's so many bad covers. Like she was drawn horribly in probably 80% of her books, that there's only a couple really worth getting. Maybe 8 or 10.
You know what genre I've been trying to get my head around, which is it's a hard genre. It's romance books.
Yeah, I've been in that. I just traded some romance for romance today. I just don't know. Like I see stuff on my comic shop all the time, and some stuff just sells, and I don't know why.
Sorry about that.
Goodness.
Rooster?
So I just don't know about it. I don't know enough about it, dude.
I haven't tackled it until about the last couple months, and I've started trying to figure it out. It's like some of the other ones, but it's different because you can have two covers that you're like, these look really similar and they don't make sense.
And one sold and one didn't.
It's a lot more artist driven, I think, though. Because there's a lot of bakers. There's a lot. I think you got to learn your artist really well to do it. I went to the shop looking for that Power Rangers book today, struck out, and it's like, you got any romance books behind the counter? Like, no, we got a section out on the floor, the $10 book. So I went and looked, and I dug through 100 of them, and I pulled one that actually ended up, I paid 10 and it was worth 20 or 25. And you just don't know, because there could be a $200 book in there. You don't know. I think it's really artist driven.
Yeah. So Wood, we lost us. You lost us, but we're talking about, was it store exclusives?
Yeah.
With you and DeMeo?
Yeah. So I'm sitting here talking.
It was an hour and a half ago.
It was muted. Like I unmuted it, but it didn't unmute. Either way. So we did a live stream. Jack DeMeo and I did a live stream. We wanted to just basically talk with everyone about exclusive comic books and kind of how we felt about it. It was actually a really good live stream. Everyone in the chat was talking. I think we didn't try it. We tried to be objective about it, and we talked from the collector perspective, the speculator perspective, and then also the store perspective. And we talked about pretty much the views of all three and how there's some gray area there, because as a collector, I like certain covers, but then as you get in that gray area as a speculator with how some exclusives qualify for the actual publisher incentives and how it kind of disappoints you, I guess you could say. But we had a good conversation. It is on Simple Man's Comics YouTube channel if anyone wants to go back and watch it. But I was curious, what is everyone's thoughts here? What do you guys think about store exclusives, and how do you view them? Do you like buying them? Do you buy them for PC? Do you buy them to flip? What's your all's opinions on them?
I like the new one with the Thanos cover, when the 80s cover that we were talking about before the show started. And I'm not a man of store exclusives, but that one caught my eye because it was like 80s retro stuff. But I usually don't buy them because I've been burnt too many times. It's not just, you know what you're doing when you buy them and stuff. But nowadays I can't. I usually get burnt on the flipping part of it. So I don't PC anything either. So that question's out for me.
Yeah, I pretty much stopped buying them altogether.
Yeah.
It's just, it just fatigue really for me, I would say. It's just, there's no break. Every week there's something new coming out. And
right. And that's what we talked about. It kind of got saturated, and then it went from going like one store exclusive to like sets of 3.
I
hate that 3. Like, I just want one cover.
Speaking of that, we bought some, was it Batman? Was that the Campbell's we can talk about, I guess? What was the Campbell's we just got, Scotty?
Yeah, the Campbells are a little bit different than the regular store variants.
Well, the other thing that really sucks is that I just saw that the Detective 880 reprint is going to be, they're doing some foil cover for it. But when they redo those really, hard to find covers, they kind of take a little bit away from those originals. And that kind of pisses me off because, one of the things about finding those originals, especially if you're, the really expensive ones, is that, the hunt and then getting such a big score and how rare it is to find that book. And then when they start reprinting them, it's just kills that whole thing.
How's that? Has anyone looked? How's that? The X23, that was it Unknown, or I forget who did the Virgin, and they did
the reprint of the original cover.
Yeah, it was like the Delato.
Yeah,
the X23.
Right, and then they did a version of it for I forget what book it was.
Has anyone looked to see
what effect that's had on the original book? I know it's still a awarded book and $high book.
Yeah, so like the X23 one with they did the change. It didn't really have an effect on it. The bigger effect is just going through the eBay listings.
There's a ton of the Lemoles came out, and they haven't really driven down the prices of any of those Campbell variants.
I tell you one I think has suffered is the Turner Supergirl.
Oh yeah,
the Lemole.
It wasn't the Lemole. It was a SDCC, because I think it was an SDC exclusive of a French or a German book. So I think that one really got muddled.
Well, I mean, I hate to bring it up, but did you just sell one of those or one of the originals? What was that?
I auctioned one. That one actually ended about where I thought it was. I thought it'd get 4. It got 380. But I mean, I think a year and a half ago that was a $700 book.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But I think the issue is that it was almost an homage because that fire cover is pretty cool of it, and it's also exclusive and it's limited to under 1,000. So I think that almost cannibalizes itself, where the other ones are, they're a print run of 3,000 and anybody could have bought it. I don't know. I think it just different factors play into different ones.
Well, that's the other thing too. So it's like I think that's like a tax return book, man. There's books out there that are so like not rare, but like Hughes, maybe Loesch to get their full potential is like wait around for tax returns. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can hold out, right? I mean, money's all relative, right? If you need money or something, it is what it is. But
are you talking about as a seller or as a buyer?
As a seller.
Gotcha.
Oh, I chose a terrible week in retrospect. I didn't think it through.
I mean,
I was purely thinking I need money to make one last run at Baltimore books, and these were not books that I was gonna.
Yeah.
The land fucking was stupid, and I will regret that till the day I die. But the rest of it, I upgraded my Turner. I didn't care. I had most of his duplicates and shit.
But it's all relative, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that plastic. I got that Plastic Man, right? I mean, it hasn't sold yet, but I mean. The problem is I mean, it's not like I'm hurting for money. I mean, it'd be a different story if I was hurting for money. I mean,
what's your guys' view on the store exclusives of OA original art versus the reprints?
I mean, I'd rather have an OA one than a reprint. Definitely. I don't think I'm going to spend $50 on a 3-book set of a reprint.
Yeah.
No, why would I buy a Tech 880 reprint at $50 when you could go buy
a raw one
for $80 if you got lucky?
They did a reprint though, right?
Yeah.
And where do you guys find these? Because I unfollowed a couple pages, so I don't know.
Find what?
The main. So what's your main source for seeing that a store exclusive of whatever cover is coming out?
Well, pretty much if you're on any social media, you see it everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be plastered all over Instagram.
I'm sure it's on CBSI, right?
Facebook pours them out. CBSI has gotten pretty good at filtering them out.
Yeah, I mean there is the that store exclusives page. I think it's run by Jimmy. Variant page.
Facebook seems to be the biggest place I see them the most. But mind you, I'm a baby on Instagram. I'm not a big baller like Simple Man and Koi's.
The simple koi man.
But I mean, you will find them.
I was just curious.
Trying to buy something there, Chief?
No, I just wanted to see if I was properly shielded from the bullshit.
You should stay away because they're just Paul's problems waiting.
Paul, I think if you don't know they're coming, then I think you're better off. Yeah.
Well, I can also see the other end of that. If you're a young guy, a teen, or someone you don't have that disposable income, you really like that art, yeah, by all means, buy it if you want it for that cover. But if you're doing it from the speculation or the actual investment point, then you're going to lose on it. But if you're a young person that don't have that income, you're mowing lawns and washing cars and lemonade stands, by all means, buy it, and that serves that purpose. And then that's why I understand getting frustrated because I think it diminishes the original book, but it also provides value to a different demographic.
I don't know. My man Walker said it once. It's like just gonna photocopy these covers and print them and put them in bags and boards. It'll look like I have them.
That's the old Lithuania variant.
We made good money on that variant, man.
We did sell them.
Hey, I there was that Black Cat Canton reprint. There was a 9.8 up, and I'm like, do I need that? Does it need to be on my wall? I don't have anything on my wall, but I would think about it. And somebody bought it out from under me, thankfully. But sometimes you go.
Tell you what,
I think look really cool.
I think you guys should do some kind of like, you know how like all those Rogan podcasts, they do the little animated things where they show the stories. There needs to be like a little animated YouTube thing about the story about getting the Lithuania variants.
I just do it in MS Paint.
Yeah, whatever, man. That would be great.
Oh God, I know we were so pumped and we're like, it's too good to be true.
Oh, I was so looking forward to that. You know, the score episode on that.
Did you ever talk to that guy again?
Yeah, I invited him over Thanksgiving, Paul.
No, I mean, did you ever follow up like, yeah, thanks for the bullshit copies, or did he just disappear?
No.
Get him on the podcast.
I should.
Hi, this is Peggy.
Shit. Did you got your money back though? Right? At least.
Yeah. I mean, that was easy, dude. That was the easy part about the whole thing. I mean, he canceled my payment, refunded me before the books even got there, and told me we'll just square up later, and you just PayPal friends and family. I'm like, he was very insistent that we pay him. I'm like, dude, I'm waiting for the books. I'm not giving you like X amount of dollars until the books show up. And then he finally caught on that we were
Yeah, he's just like, oh, all right, I guess you don't have to give me the books. But
I tell you what, everybody's so cavalier about you'll get your money back on eBay, but after I went through a scam one, and the PayPal's in my wife's name, she had to spend quite a significant amount of time on the phone.
Was she not happy?
No, but I mean, like there was a point where there was only a matter that the seller screwed up and didn't send its signature confirmation that they're like, okay, we're going to do it. Because they were insistent, no, everything looks legit. There was tracking, there was all of this. I mean, you were protected, but I still think you need to be smart. I've talked about the zombie accounts before. I see books that are like 25% below market all the time, and I look at them and I go, that seller just looks sketchy to me. And my assumption is if they're smart enough to figure out how to steal an account, how to price a book, how to get the right things up, that they're winning more than they're losing. And
let's talk about.
And I'm not willing to gamble a significant amount of money. Yeah, $100, $200, sure. But when you get to these big books that are
thousands
market, and you're like, oh, that's a good deal. I've passed on 3 or 4.
Well, let's talk about tools. We're going to start doing a new segment about tools of the trade. And we talked about that. Me and Scotty were talking about insurance and stuff on books and signatures and stuff. So I mean,
I think over a certain value, you just got to do signature confirmation.
Well, they require a 200. PayPal 200 or 250.
If you insure it though, but if you don't insure it,
no, it's required for to protect yourself. eBay also defaults that signature confirmation. I can't remember 200 or 250 because it just popped up today on me. They add it in automatically when you ship through eBay.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. I gotta hit signature required for $2.99 or whatever it is.
No, because I add it maybe you have a setting.
I only
read PayPal's terms of service. It's a number. It's 200, 250, maybe it's 299, but I think it's under. I'm reasonably sure the one I shipped to Lone Star went, and it was under 300. It was 275, and that box popped up on me automatically at that value as an add-on. Like I didn't have to click it; it was there. So just be sure of your terms of service on that signature confirmation. I am 200 or 250.
Ours never. Yeah, it must be a setting because ours is always not defaulted to sign.
No, yeah, we always have to add it on.
Well, then potentially that's a good setting to have on so you protect yourself. Because I tell you what, if you're selling books over $200, the $2,
yeah, it's worth it.
That's a cost of doing business.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we kind of talked about too, because we're starting to insure books more, which I mean bigger books, obviously, just for our safety, because knock on wood, right? I mean, we've shipped thousands of things, right, Scotty, and we've only had like a couple of problems. I mean,
we haven't had very many. But you guys saw the pictures of that mangled book that I had. That was packed well, and it still didn't make it.
And it only takes one scam or one bad postal day to ruin a pretty good sale.
I mean, on Sean, I'll talk about Sean's book. So basically, out of Spain for Christmas, they lost Sean's 655B Batman book, 9.8, and I still haven't got it back. It's stuck in customs somewhere. I mean, it's lost. I mean, it's from last Christmas. So,
it'll probably show up in 2 years.
I mean, it'll be cool because I'll just defriend Sean. So I mean, it'll be cool.
I don't know that PayPal already requires insurance. My personal number is about between 400 and 500. I started insuring. It does depend on the book and how rare it is and what I got in it.
Okay, so do you do the ship cover or do you do USPS? Let's talk about that. Because I've been doing ship cover because it's the same amount of money for us. I mean, it's like $1 extra for ship cover, and I guess if you.
How do you choose that?
It's on the little drop down from when you print labels out on eBay.
What's the difference again? I used to pay attention, but I don't think I have lately.
So ship cover, what happens is if you have a problem, they'll just take care of it for you. It's not like you got to set a fee and do a bunch of stuff. The buyer just has to send pics, and then they'll take care of all the thing and credit your account.
Huh.
As long as the buyer sends the photos and agrees, they'll do it all for you.
Huh. Well, that's a good tip. I think I used to see that as a choice, and I don't think I noticed it anymore. Maybe it's how the app updated or something. I do remember seeing it.
I do.
It is very small. It's like a little drop down arrow you gotta look for.
I do it on a web page. I do it on web pages. I don't do it on apps, I guess. So
now, which insurance do you use? Do you use the USPS or that Ship Safe or whatever they call
That's what we just talked about.
That's what we just said, Woods. Come on, man.
Come on, bro. No, I do the ship cover for like big books.
Do you even ship cover, bro?
I do for like at least if I could do international ship cover, I will. But
international always scares me because you just can't. You can't insure anything anywhere.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Leg's book was in Spain. That's why I couldn't insure it, dude. And they're like, "Well, you should pick insurance next time." I'm like, "I can't. It's on international, idiots." I would have, duh. So.
That's why I use the global shipping because I at least feel a little safe about it. Like my job's to get it to Kentucky.
Yeah.
From there, I've never had it happen, but I am under the understanding it's not my fault after that.
Correct. Once it gets there, they repack it. They do whatever it wants, and if you have problems, they just square you away, and it's on them.
I've had a few times I will redo it and ship direct, but I have to feel pretty good about the scenario.
Yeah.
Because I understand it may save that buyer a couple $100 on a big book. But man, it's got to be like to Canada, I'm okay with, but anywhere else, I'm just gonna use global shipping. It's just easier.
So that was our big debate. I mean, like you said, I mean, USPS or ship cover. I mean, see, like people in the book.
Well, I mean, if you sell $1,000 book, are you gonna chimps out at I don't know, what's it, $25-$30 of insurance?
Nope.
No, I'm going to pay it. And if you're selling $1,000 books more than once a year, you're probably going to have to report it in taxes. It's a write-off, and just call it that.
Mm-hmm. It's called business.
Yep.
I mean, because if you're the one package that gets run over by the truck, you're going to be pissed at yourself. Because there's times I'm like, the land, I sold it at a discount. I got beat up, and I'm like, I'm not insuring it. I'm like, no, how pissed am I going to be if it gets ruined?
That's the one time it'll get fucked up.
You're like, I chinched $25 for it to take a beating again, and then I lost more on it.
Is that one you're waiting for him to get delivered? You're not spending the money.
I was waiting for it not to pay. I was like, please be the non-payment, please.
And they paid right away, didn't they?
Oh no. I did actually confirm that buyer with a friend of CBSI who I had seen had purchased a few big books, so I felt I wasn't getting scammed, even though this might have been the time I wanted to get scammed. We all have some bad days. We just move on.
Yep.
I'm hoping that maybe that gives Sean's press a little extra karma to help some of my books he's got this week.
Oh man. So I'm not gonna talk about that, but no, that's cool. I can't wait to hear the stories. The best part about Balmer, it's getting together, but it's the Sunday when everybody gets their books back from CGC, and you get to see the Masha grades. That's the best part because you're happy for everybody. Well, at least I am. Like you see people getting a bunch of 9.8s on stuff. Like last year, DeVoe got those 9.8s. That was a pretty good day.
Yeah,
I was super pumped for him. So.
Off my 9.4 Loesch.
It's gonna be awesome, dude. We're just. I mean, what you know? What, Scotty? You should get a Pulse Problem sticker, and then I can put it right on the front of the slab when it comes back 9.4.
No, you know what's gonna happen is they're gonna like rip the cover off trying to get it out of the case.
It's gonna shatter and it's gonna slice the book in half.
Yep,
it's gonna be great.
Well, I've said, man, I don't know. I'd be hesitant to try and pull stuff 9.8 out of a new CGC slab. But CBCS you can get out, man.
So I got that problem right now. I was gonna talk to Scotty about this. Good thing we're on the podcast about this. So we bought this Avenging Spider-Man 9, right? It was the black and white sketch, and it was a great deal. And they hooked us up. It was a CBSI guy, and we thought about cracking it, but I've never cracked a book. Like I've never cracked a slab, Scotty. So I just bring it to you, and you can show me.
What kind of slab is it?
The new one.
The CGC.
Yeah, bro.
Man, I have tried maybe 4 or 5, and every time I'm like, how is this piece not come off? And
it's brutal.
Oh, though there must be some specific tool they have to remove them because every time I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna ruin this book.
Yeah,
like the old ones, pop. It's out. I don't think you can fake a new CGC slab.
No,
they want to break.
You can't break them clean at all.
No. As soon as you crack a post, it looks bad. And
that's what I'm trying to do, man. So I got to bring a couple slabs with me. So I got to bring Scotty's slab that he bought back in Motor City. I might have to bring that Avenging Spider-Man 9. I got to bring that Spawn book that got cracked. So I got to bring 3 slabs on the plane with me. And I'm just thinking about. And then I thought about bringing my Plastic Man 1 just to try to haggle for, but I don't know. I probably won't do that. But so I got to bring 3 slabs with me, and it's not that big of a deal. But I just never cracked a slab,
I would love somebody to question CGC. Do they have a special tool to crack that slab?
They probably do because it's probably like a slot. Maybe it's a slot thing. Like a little you put 2 whatever a special plastic tool in there like an iPhone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I can't find a weak spot on that thing.
There isn't. That thing that case is fucking solid. I have to crack. What I do is I use a chisel and I crack the top 2 corners. And then I have to break that seam, the whole top line. And then you have to break the bottom line underneath that.
Is there a video?
Well, then I usually crack it on the side and it breaks off.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got you got a bar running across the middle.
Yeah, it splinters off and everything. It's a pain in the ass.
I think the only way to break the slab open is to hit it with a PGX slab.
You could run it over with a truck. That works.
I mean, I pulled out that 181 green label to press, and it took me 45 minutes, I bet. And I still was nervous as shit because I couldn't really open it the way I wanted to.
Yeah, you got to take your time. You can't rush it.
My wife's looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, honey, I'm basically got a couple $1,000 bills sitting over a bonfire hoping it doesn't fall off my freaking stick,
Did you crack that one you just got?
Yeah, it had several defects. I think it's going to grade jump from an 8.5 to maybe a 9.2.
Wow.
And it's only green. It's green label, so I mean, that's a ceiling, but still, it's worth the jump.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're still going to make good money on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we made good money in ours.
Wow, I can't remember. What did you sell?
The other 1850.
1850.
For what grade?
8.5.
8.5 what?
Green label.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the power of Dino's.
But that was also an indie, and the prices have gone up since. So
yeah, I bought it roughly at 18, maybe 17.50. It was part of a trade, but in my head, I valued it about 18, so I feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, so basically, actually, yeah, I think it was 1900 actually, but yeah, I bought it. I mean, I sold it to the guy, and it was straight. I did it on 2 different transactions, but still, I mean, it made it worth.
I showed you the picture that there's that one corner that's got a bend that, I mean, that's got to be a half point or a point just on its own. So
you're gonna do well on it, man. So.
I dream that it's got a little more room than the 9.2, but I try not to dream that high.
Dreamer.
Yeah. Don't tell nobody you can't dream. You can be what you want to be.
Somebody gets Sean whatever liquor he needs the night he presses that one.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if you want that.
I don't know if he's a sober presser or a non-sober presser. We should ask him some point.
You know what's funny is that liquor bill might be more expensive than what the comic's going for.
I think you have to pay extra for a sober pressing from Sean.
Wait, hey Paul, what are you drinking over there, buddy? You still drinking?
My wife went out and got me something.
Oh God, what is it?
I can't discuss that.
Oh, buddy. Was it from a Chinese store? Asian store?
Chunky Chang's?
Chunky Chang. Oh God.
So Dino, did you win anything on MCS tonight?
I mean, I rebought that book. I saw that Savage Sale book got declined. I relisted and I rebought it. But besides that, I haven't really looked. I need to look.
It's over, I think.
Oh no, I look at the restock page. I don't do the auction.
I thought you were looking at the auction.
No, I'm not cool enough for that.
They've turned to kind of mostly a mess.
Ooh.
I mean, I've not seen much at their auctions that I want to buy lately.
Of course, I called them up and said, "Hey, don't list stuff between the hours of 9:30 and 11." So I told my comic shop to do.
So just save it till I'm done.
Is anybody? I'm looking at the outline. Is anybody up to date and well versed in Walking Dead comics or no?
No, I stopped about 165, I think.
Brian, anybody?
I should be since I bought that collection, but I'm very little. It depends on what are you asking about?
I don't think
they cast beta.
Yeah.
Walking Dead season from the
my boy Opie.
They printed so many of those beta first appearance of betas. I mean, they'll probably, make $10, $20 a piece profit, but I don't see them going super crazy considering they printed so many of them.
I don't see it getting over 15. I mean, if Ezekiel and Shiva is back down to a $10 book, I don't really see much.
Yeah, but at the height.
Yeah, but I mean, at the height, it wasn't. I mean, it got up fast and then it dropped even faster. And I just don't think Walking Dead has the following that it used to have. So I don't think new books are going to really take off at all.
Especially with Rick Grimes leaving.
Rick Grimes. My name's Rick Grimes.
And so this is why they shouldn't have killed Carl. It's like, who's going to be the future?
Yeah, because they just cast what's her name? Alpha's daughter, right? The chick that puts her finger in Carl's eye and the
licks it.
The comic book. I was like, that's sexy.
It licks it. That was one of the craziest pages. That'd be a cool page to own. Talk about a cool original art page to own. That final page of that issue.
127 was the last issue that I read where it's kind of a new world, blah, blah, blah. But Alpha and Beta.
And Beta killed Alpha, right?
No, Alpha killed Beta.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because Beta dies in 2 issues after being introduced.
Whoa, bro! Spoiler, bro! Spoiler.
Yeah. Warning.
Like, you're gonna read it, Dino.
Well, no, okay, you got me there.
Well, I think the issue is everybody blames Negan for the show going down. I think the show went down because
Carl.
Well, no, the zombies became
secondary.
Yeah, it just became people talking about fighting and fighting. It lost most of its story.
But that was always the point, is the zombies were secondary. The Walking Dead weren't the zombies. It was the people that were alive, right?
Oh, I know, but it just took it, I guess it took it from a drama to a war story, but not a very good one.
Yeah, and that was the problem, I think, for me, was just the acting and the special effects were pretty god-awful.
Because I really like Jeffrey Dean Morgan when I see him as Negan, but it's like they don't interact right. I don't know why. It's not interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think the fact that Greg Nicotero is going to be redoing a Creep Show as a TV show. The guy does all the effects and directs half the episodes.
Yeah, who posted on the pickups of 9/6 Creep Show? That was a beauty.
That was nice. Yeah, I looked at the prices. I was like, Jesus Christ. I do like Fear the Walking Dead, though. I'm not all caught up, but I thought that was good.
Yeah, I'm still not into season 4 yet, but it's actually better than the original, the regular show.
Which I was pissed at Fear the Walking Dead at first, because I was like, the purpose of your fucking show is to explain the beginning of this outbreak, and then you just totally skipped over it. Where shit was hitting the fan, and then the next episode they wake up and they're in this village, or they're in this suburban area surrounded by fences and military men. Like, God, what the fuck?
Yeah, and at the beginning they're all like, "Ooh, a gun, yucky," and then they're just picking shit up and shooting people.
Yeah, that was my issue with Fear the Walking Dead, but I think it's good. I like it now.
I heard it's a good show. I stopped watching. I don't have cable. I'm a loser. I'm like out in the wilderness with Tony.
You're the other Rob Lowe.
I want to celebrate. I just finished Luke Cage season 2.
Ooh, I thought it was good. I watched it.
Oh, man,
it's good. It took a while to get into it. I got distracted with some other stuff.
I like Danny Rand as a supporting character.
That episode surprised the heck out of me. He was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like the Deuce Bigelow of Marvel.
I have some hopes for season 2 of Iron Fist. I mean, before you're like, they really did another one? And there's a little bit of like, maybe it's not terrible.
Yeah, I loved it. I wish they would don't even do a season 2 of Iron Fist and just do a Luke Cage Iron Fist show.
Yeah, I think they would do well together. I don't get why they don't combine them.
I didn't like the trailer for Iron Fist season 2. I didn't even see season 1. It didn't.
What? There's a trailer for season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
That's between that and the episode. You're kind of like, I think they figured it out.
To have him not talk?
Well, they just stopped having him be a
rich brat.
They stopped having him be rich and vape it, which is what he was in season 1. I think they've kind of realized he's got to be a little bit. I don't know.
He still needs better martial arts training.
Well, you can't help that.
I mean, if Keanu Reeves can do it.
I mean, he just needs to get Michael J. White out there. Couple sessions. Oh, yeah.
He looks like the Penn brother from Footloose out there.
Well, I tell you what, they put the villain out, and that first appearance of him has not even moved the needle. So that tells you where Netflix spec is.
Yeah.
What's it, Iron Serpent or whatever? I mean, they have not moved the needle. Steel Serpent. That didn't even move the needle on that book.
What was that first appearance? Was that like a Marvel premiere or a Marvel?
That's a Marvel
one.
Is it a team up or a 2-in? I think it's a team up. I know the cover.
Yeah, it looks like Iron Fist and green.
Yeah, I mean it's not even a $10 book right now, so there's not a lot of spec in that show.
I'm surprised that Bullseye spec hasn't gotten super hot. That's a book I've been trying to find for years. And
which one?
The Daredevil 131.
I think because that book's always been hot, it's hard for Netflix to move the needle.
Now, what's up with the Bullseye character with the Nick Fury 15?
That was just a throwaway character. He was only in one issue, and he died in the same issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not the one to get.
But I could see that Lady Bullseye being a huge book, especially with that Malieve variant that's so hard to get. Daredevil 111. 111?
Colin Farrell is Bullseye?
What? What? Oh,
No,
God.
that Lady Deadpool. I sold one of those pretty recently. It feels like it's a far story to get to, but if they've cast a man, they've cast a man. You're not getting to the lady, you know.
You know what's funny? Not comic related, but or not funny, but great is True Detective season 3. They did a trailer come out for that.
Did they really?
Yeah, it looks pretty decent. I heard. I didn't watch season 2.
Ozark starts Friday.
Oh goodness!
Oh, that I look forward to. That was outstanding.
Who's in the new True Detective?
What's that guy's name? Remy from House of Cards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mashallah Ali or whatever, and then he was in Luke Cage as
Yeah, that guy's a good actor.
He was the brother.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of his name now.
He was the main bad guy.
Cottonmouth, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
Cottonmouth.
it wasn't Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth,
It was Cottonmouth.
not Copperhead.
Yeah, that was good.
Z, are you ready for a little bet going on soon? I just got a message about it.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Football, baby.
Oh, are you in?
I'm in your league. I'm gonna tear everybody up.
That's the big boy league.
I know, right? I was like, Jesus. Like,
Yeah, he was Cottonmouth.
yeah, he was. I mean, I'm not.
Confirmed.
I mean, I know my stuff, man. What are you trying to say, man? I have a podcast. It means I'm official.
you're bona fide. Are you in an OFT?
True Detective is their standalone seasons, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard season 3 is supposed to be as good as season 1. I heard season 2 was just but
It was all right.
Season 1, Skin. Nothing? No?
what?
Yeah.
The famous scene with Alex, whatever her face is.
The Dario?
Oh God, yeah.
I got you know what I got as a almost a Jimmy pickup was I bought the pilot episode script and had Matthew McConaughey signed it.
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Man, you have drifted into the fucking obscure
Did you
there.
buy it? You bought it?
I bought it for like $50 on eBay.
Damn. You
That's
sell
not
it to
bad.
Jimmy for 200?
I should. I mean, I don't know even what it's worth now. I mean, it's literally him. It's like the page. It's like screen direction, like the actual script. I mean, it's not like bounded or anything, but it's like it's got a signature on it. So, I don't know. I thought it was just cool. I mean, I bought it when the thing was going like pretty big. So, I mean,
Alec Baldwin will play Batman's dad in Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie.
all
Yeah, I
right.
saw that. That's a little wild.
Joaquin Phoenix is the man. Maybe he'll be crazy enough to be Joker. I wouldn't mind watching him play Joker.
What did they call him on UD? Jaquin or some shit? Who was that? Was that UZ? Was that
I
you?
think it's Mel.
I haven't been on the UD in a while. That was Mel and his wonderful thoughts on names.
Somebody messed his name up good. Oh, shoot. So good, Z muted himself.
Yeah.
All right, guys, got anything else? We should kill it or what?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Paul's ready to pass out.
Okay. All right, boys. 2 weeks, right? Or
Weeks.
2 weeks, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like-
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
let
because
Paul
next
know.
Monday's Labor Day, anyways.
Oh, I mean, I'll be around. I'll be around. What you guys doing? No. So the 10th. We'll see you guys later. Good show, boys. I like this one. It's really good.
Yeah, a sufficient amount of mumbling.
Yes. All right, boys. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Later.
Later, guys.
Wait.